Welbede dalane.
because to console my mother-in-law.
Ikechan ka mondo ago mos ne minwa.
I'm not going to let her go.
Okay.
Because we want to really to help her to hold her hands together.
Wadwa mako lwete kanyakla.
So that the pastors and preachers who are here today
Jodolo ekaka uono
to help us unravel
mondo mi ukonywa
what is really going on in this home.
Tango matimore e dala.
Because it has been very difficult for this home.
Nikech osebedo matek ne dalani.
Losing family members.
Ka giwito joheragi.
Me being the first one.
An mokwongo.
It was not easy, gentlemen.
Noko yot.
It has not been easy.
Okobedo mayot.
And I thank just God for what has happened.
Ago ne Nyasaye erokamano kuom gimosetimore.
Thank you so much.
Erokamano.
And let us hold our my mother's-in-law's hands.
Wa mak lwet minwa.
So that we can really pull together.
Erokamano owadwa Kabila.
Asante ndugu yangu Kabila.
Oganda ma Kristo mobiro.
Wakristo ambao wamefika
mondo wako owadwa Tom
ili tusindikize ndugu wetu Tom.
Welo kod wede manitie.
Marafiki na watu wa familia ambao wako.
Amose uno kweuru.
Na wasalimu amani ya Bwana.
Wabiro kaka koro Saraj.
Tumekuja kama saa sio upande wetu.
Taanulunga kaka jakom mar Waondo Progressive.
Mimi nimeitwa hapa kama mwenyekiti wa Waondo Progressive.
And under that group,
ebo group no,
we have our leadership.
Wanigijotendwa.
We usually do and spur development in our area.
Pile wa ketoga chenro mag dongruok area wa.
To kata ka wan gi chandruok machalo kama bende riwo lwetwa mondo yuto yudre.
Hata tukikiwa na shida kama hii tunaungana pamoja nao ili tupate mwelekeo.
Emomiyo elo group no,
kwa ajili ya hiyo group
kende lo uon
na kwangu mimi mwenyewe
adana kel kuyo makenda yenyane mino Tom to gijala lagi.
Nataka nilete pole zangu kwa familia ya Tom na mke wake.
And because in the interest of time, I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who supported us from the time Tom got ill and was taken to the hospital and to the time that we had the news of his death. I want to appreciate members of this family, particularly those who are working within the village, for giving us easy time. For every time that we had meeting here, it was a successful and peaceful meeting. Allow me, Master of Ceremony, I see beautiful ladies behind me. That gives me a lot of pressure again. But with a lot of due respect, Jeffers, you remember, Joe Okoto was really appreciated here. And at some point, I talked to him and told me he brought up Tom. He was not here at the time when he was called, but I'm happy that he's already in. Joe, just come. And ntiere near Tom, mabende mheshimiwa Marwa Mark Kasgunga Ward, Honorable Nura Odongo. Ago mwana miyo wadu Okoto matin nikech pressure imbo neno mondo mosu waj matin kum Tom kasto omina Nura kathuolo nya yudore ka wiye to nikejo irawinjo ni onge adana mima na owadu wa Joseph mondo wach matin kuom owad gi Tom.
Erokamano jakom. Aniluonga ni Joe Okoto. Awuod dalaka. Lit makende ne nyaminwa Jacqueline Sunday, Jacqueline Tom, to gi mama na Nyakusa mosura ahinya. Anyalo wacho gimoro achiel kuom Tom. Tom ne wuoda. He was my son for all intent and purposes. I saw him through high school. Then he joined me as now a youth when I was working in Kilifi. Nyase wacho mang'eny e kanisa Nairobi kaka nowuotho gi Tom. But when I saw Tony here, there's something I have to explain about Tom. Mokwongo, Tom notiyo formally e kambi miluongo ni Kilifi Plantation, a subsidiary mar gimiluongo ni Kilifol. Mano subsidiary mane temo rea Guinea-fowl, awendo. Negitemo rea awendo. Kambi maduong' ahinya Kilifi. And nobet kanyo chiegni higni 2-3. But Tom nong'eyo wadugo wayudo potential mar Tom. Tom's potential came out when he met an Italian investor in Kilifi. This Italian investor was called Mr. Cosmino, and I'm glad Tony, who is the son of Cosmino, is here with us. Thank you for honoring us by coming all the way from Kilifi. That is when Tom became Tom, because Tom was not suited for office work. Tom was suited for field work. In that company of investor, was an investor in hotels, investor in property, investor in farming, lastly investor in quarry business, cutting stones. For that company, Tom was the liaison person. Call it immigration requirements, call it liaison with advocates, call it land and land transactions, call it liaison with engineers, call it marketing, call it liaison with accountants, taxation. It was all Tom. I myself saw Tom in a manner that surpassed what I thought about him. And why I'm saying that is because Tom developed networks all the way from Malindi, Kilifi, Mtwapa, Mombasa, Diani. Tom had high voltage network. I am talking of that network because that network was later, now after Tom's death, became an asset. When we sounded that perhaps we are not going to make it, ni tijni oewa yawa usiepebu konywa, that network became an asset because we saw people sending money from diaspora, from the coast, from Thika, from Nairobi, everywhere, and from here in the village. I must also appreciate my sister Jacqueline that you also have networks, because the networks that were sending money, some were Tom's friends, some were Jackie's friends, workmates, in the former NGOs. We were overwhelmed. That brings me to a point, Mr. Perry, on an article that you had shared about social capital. Very, very important, social capital. I also want to thank your own utimo maber kanye family o sound ni mondo wa observe COVID protocol adieri kata kagwe dang bika bedang oyudi ni watemo agon wero kamano kora chaka ka othuolo ni agwero kamano ne jite. I know they are here, those who participated in any fundraising, those who participated